Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm going to wait for everybody. I'll give everybody a few minutes. My YouTube friends, please bear with me, okay? It's still hot out here, and I'm hoping that this iPad does not overheat. That's what happened to us Monday. The iPad overheated, and we went everything just went blank. So I am trying to keep it shaded because that's what happened. Our iPad overheated and it just cut off. So if you did not get a chance to watch the live, that's why I put like the part 2 video up on YouTube to show you what I was talking about, because we got cut all the way off. I couldn't believe it. So if you see me like keep leaning over, I'm just checking the temperature of the iPad and hoping it does not overheat. We have a breeze, but the sun is still like I don't know, it's still beaming. So happy Friday. I will wait. I see people coming on YouTube and on Instagram. So we're going to wait a few minutes to get started. I don't know why I keep just looking to see if I could shade this iPad. That really scared me the other day because I was like, what is going on? It started like acting strange, losing connection, and then before I know it, that little temperature sign came up and it was like it's too hot. So the iPad just, it just did what it did. So I'm going to be quick. I'm going to be so quick today. So I hope you all are ready for the weekend. Um, Let us know if you have plans for the weekend. Let us know. What are your plans for the weekend? Y'all can pretty much tell what my plans will be. Just to get some more stuff done in the garden. But I wanted to share with y'all some. The reason why I wanted to bring this topic up is because I got a good clearance find, y'all, at my local garden center. And I came home and doctored this plant up because I had been eyeing this plant and I was like, I'm not going to pay that much for this plant. And the plant is an annual. So that just basically means one life cycle. When it gets cold or when we have our first frost, then it dies out. And this plant was like $35. I was like, no, I'm not paying that for an annual. Perennial, I might, but I wasn't paying that price for an annual, but they had it on clearance. And I'm going to tell y'all why, which is why I want to stress the importance of when you're watering your containers. Like if y'all do container gardening or if you have container pots, I want to tell you how you need to water it, and especially when it's getting hot. When it's hot like that, it's a lot of times, y'all, I have to come out here to some of my containers and water them like twice a day. Okay. We'll discuss this a little bit more, but the smaller the container, the more you got to water. So, let's go ahead and go over the house rules. Hi, Maureen. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Jen. And Jewel is having a small cookout with the parents. That's awesome. That is so awesome. So, what we're going to do is um, go ahead and get started. So y'all know I was late sending out the email and the text that we are going live today, but if you can remember, unless something like major happens, we go live every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Hey Desi loves GT, how are you? Hi Betty. Also Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we try and we go live. But I have been working. Today is technically like the end of the month for me. So the end of the month with my job is always hectic. I always know I have to work over and I'm technically not done, but this is going to be my break today. Okay, y'all, because I'll probably be up like a few more hours. End of the month is just always crazy, but this is something I expect, I know, and it just doesn't even bother me anymore. But also, make sure you text Let's Grow, LETSGROW, to 474747. That's Let's Grow to 474747, and that way you can be notified by text when we're going live as well. If you have not downloaded our 5 tips to a flourishing garden, make sure you pick that up on YouTube. I'll make sure I put it in the description, and on Instagram it's in our bio. 5 tips to a flourishing garden, so make sure you get that. I also want to thank you all for the seeds. We've been getting some good comments back. Germination is great. I will give you a little sneak peek. So what we're doing now is we let some of our fall vegetables, our bok choy and our tatsoi, go to seed. So we hand harvested the seed pod. So that's what I've been doing. I'm not saying we, because me me I have been like hand picking out those tiny seeds. So after I do germination, because the months are passing by so much, after I do germination testing, hopefully we'll have those up for all of you who can garden during the fall, like in some of our southern states. So we do a lot of fall gardening here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Y'all know I brought my props because, again, I found a good deal on, it was an annual. I think it's called Helianthus, but this plant was like $35, okay, y'all? And I had been watching it and watching it, and I was like, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying it. But I saw it on clearance. I saw it on clearance. And let me tell you, when I water my containers, I know what the employees at the garden centers go through, okay? It's like you need to spend time with the containers, but you don't, for them, they don't have that type of time. So let me show you my water hole. Let me give y'all a demonstration of what they do. This is what not to do. Now, if you are just have like a watering can, or even like a lot of times I used to bring like the pitcher, the Kool-Aid pitcher, like if it was just something small, and water it. But a lot of them, they have the sprayers like this, okay? And they just doing this. They're just doing this. Oh, they're wetting up the leaves, just doing this, and they just keep moving, okay? They just keep moving. Do not do that. Do not do that. Now, this is not to say you got to go out and buy special equipment. So I'm going to pick this up because you can use this. Remember, the smaller the container, the more you have to water. Like, this is going to be, after I get off live, I'm going to have to water this container again because it's in a smaller pot. It's like in a 4-inch pot. This is like purple sage. I'm behind. I haven't planted it, but I'm going to. I'm going to this weekend. So just say, for instance, I have this. I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to move. I'm going to move this because I want to get down to the soil level of this plant. I want to get in this pot, the soil level, and I want to water it until I see water coming out of the bottom. All the way out the bottom. I don't care how much it's dripping, but you want to water it until you see that. You don't want to do this because a lot of times the way the water hose is and the way you spray this on, like this is the shower, and they have other times, a lot of this water is not even reaching the soil when you don't have it like down under here. So you want to move the plant back, move some of the leaves back. Don't break the leaves, but just like, just move it out the way. Now, what I like to use for these type of containers, and I bought this from IKEA years ago, is something like this, okay? And so I fill up the water, and you see how it fits like right in, like I can get down in the soil. I can get down in this soil and I can put it down in there. And especially during those hot heat of the summer days like that, sometimes you can damage the plant by just, like putting the water on real quick and then just moving on. It's not going to the soil. It's hot. The water is going to evaporate really quick off the leaves. And so you may come out again and you may say, I just watered this plant. But if you just did it the incorrect way that I showed you, then really you didn't. You need to be getting down in the soil. You need to be getting that water down in the soil level, making sure it comes out from the bottom to make sure that you have, like you've soaked it real good. Hey, stay at home life, how are you? And this is, I'm telling you this because seriously, like Memorial Day is like really when the heat gets started. It's been like 97 and it's kind of cloudy now, but every time I look at the weather, it'll say like 40% chance. Then I'll look at it again a few hours, honey, that then went off. So we haven't had any rain. Then I'll look at it again and it'll say 30% chance. And I'm like, oh gosh, we're gonna get some rain again. And I look at it again a couple of hours, so the chances are slim to none. Now, if you have a bigger pot, I'm looking to see if I have like a bigger pot I can pick up. I mean, the same thing. Let me show you the chocolate mint. Remember, y'all, if you plant mint, you got to contain it. This is going crazy. I actually, look, I need to water this. I've watered it this morning. I watered it this morning, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the smaller the pot, the more you got to water it. I actually need to trim this back so I can like make it a little bit bushier. Chocolate mint is definitely it grows quick. This grows quick, really quick. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what I would do is, and I hope you all can see, is, like I said, don't like bend or break the stems, but just kind of move it out the way so you can get to the soil, so you can get in this soil and go ahead and water it till you see water coming out. This is something good to have because you see the spout on here, but if you don't, it's okay. Get your cup, get your glass. Sometimes if I can't find this, because I'm always misplacing it instead of putting my stuff in the right place, okay? So I'm always misplacing it. So if I can't find nothing, I'll get the Kool-Aid pitcher, or I'll get like a glass or something. But I just make sure that I come out and move it so that I can get to the soil level. Now, for those of you who can appreciate, for those of you who can appreciate some of the clearance finds, like I say, when I go to the garden centers, some of them is like, I just don't have that time to bring them back. It's not that I can't bring them back. I just feel like I don't have enough time to really doctor up on them. This one that I got the other day, it just needed to be deadheaded. It was very, very dry, and it just needed to be really repotted and refreshed. And I felt like you could do it, and it won't take long to like bounce back. And it's already looking so pretty. I'll make sure I put that on the garden center. Exactly. The stay at home life. That's why I had said this one was an annual, and when I looked at the price, that's why I said I'm not paying this, not for annual. Now I'll pay it for a perennial, and just to kind of, for all of my new gardeners, the annual is like one life cycle. So basically, a lot of our annuals, they provide beautiful color for the garden, but once frost sets in, they die. So it's like one life cycle. And remember, the more you deadhead, the more it'll continue to tell that plant to keep producing the blooms. So the perennials, they come back year after year. So I will sometimes pay a little bit, pay the price, or sometimes I feel better investing in perennials than I do annuals, knowing that it will, you know, once we get cold, it's gone. So I am fine with that. But this one just needed a little bit of love. But I sometimes go to the garden center, and they have a lot of the I see a lot of teenagers there now. And honey, they have it's not funny, y'all. It's not funny, okay? But sometimes they have their hose, and they have those AirPods in, and they just be doing this like this, and they move on. And I said, now half of them plants didn't get no water, but that's okay, honey. Come on back in a few days, and they're gonna have them marked down. And that's what happened. Like, I look at them, and sometimes I think, I'm not the president or the CEO of the company, but I was thinking to myself, I wonder why they don't bring, and maybe if y'all have worked at a garden center, maybe you can answer this, especially in the southern states. I wonder why they don't bring in people at like 5:30 to just do nothing but water, and water good, and water until it's like coming out, and just do a deep soak. So really, with the containers, that's what you want to do. You want to do a deep soak. You want that water to come out. And I just always wonder that. Now again, the smaller the container, like, if even if they do water at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, for little small containers like this, if they don't have a shade cloth over that greenhouse area, they may actually have to come back around 12 or 1, even 2 o'clock when it gets hot, and water again. But if y'all didn't catch my live Monday, remember I told you that some plants, you may have watered it. If you did a good deep soak and the leaves are still like um, drooping, it just may be because it's hot. So that's why shade cloth is always great to have. And it could be that. But I'm telling y'all, when I seen them, I was like, they not watering the plant. They're not watering at all. So you want to make sure, so that your container plants can continue to be vibrant, continue to flourish and look good, you want to make sure that you take the time, and I'm talking to myself too, take the time to deep water it, like really get in at that soil level, really get in to where you see the water coming out of the bottom. Because remember, y'all, when we container garden, we got holes in the bottom of our container. You have to have that in there. So we already got that in. So just stand there or water it or put your water hose on there until you just see the water coming out from the bottom, because you want that soil to get you want the soil to get water. You want those roots to stay healthy so that that plant can continue to flourish. And always think about how much time you have. Like if you get a lot of containers and you know you don't have time to dedicate to watering those plants on a consistent basis, especially if you have smaller ones, then maybe you want to cut back just a little bit. Cut back and see. So I'm going to go through the comments real quick because I saw a quick tip come up. So let's see, y'all, and then I'll get to the comments on Instagram because I saw that. So hello to everyone who has joined. I had to get a kiddie pool to keep shallow level water in and put my small potted plant. That's a good idea. Let me read this to y'all because this is a good idea. This is like what's considered bottom watering. And I will tell you, when I read this, this is a good idea, especially if you know you may not have like a lot of time to continue to come out and water and water and water. So this is from, I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Josie B? So she got a kiddie pool to keep shallow level water in and put her small plants in to deeply water because it's been in the upper 90s here in Georgia, Zone B. It's just so hard for me to keep up. And see, she has a plan. She has a plan because you're right. We're in Zone 8B as well, Georgia. And so she knows what these temps has been like. Even though it's been in the 90s, like the heat index, okay? The heat index. And I got to reconsider my time when I go to the park and walk run because one day I was like, "Ooh, it's getting a little hot out here." So that's another thing I have to consider. But yeah, and see, when it's like that too, those containers, those smaller ones, you got to come up with a plan. So her plan is to keep that kiddie pool there, put some water in there, and sit those pots in there. So that's very good. And it's bottom watering, it's building those roots. Um, I like to bottom water because it kind of tells the roots to go down and find the water. So when you do that, you're building strong roots if you can. Um, Sometimes, but just as long as you get to that soil, don't water the leaves so much. Get to the soil and make sure that stays moist. So thank you for sharing that because that's a good idea. Original Turtle. Yep, deep watering is needed in the hotter months, even in containers. And see, though, those containers are going to dry out even quicker because when we plant in ground, although it may seem like the soil might not be as moist as we want, but the roots over time will try to go down and find water or try to find coolness. So with those containers, they can't find that. So they depend on us to do that. So we definitely have to keep that going. From 37 on, add a couple of drops of dishwashing detergent to your watering can. When watering, it will break the surface tension of the dry soil. Yes, and you know what I also do sometimes when the soil is dry, like the little bamboo sticks, or even just a pen or a pencil, or even something like this. You know how over time your soil can, it could just be hard on the top, like you can't get down. Take something and just like aerate it, like poke them in the soil, poke something like this in the soil, a pencil, one of the little bamboo sticks, something like that, so you can break that up also, and um, that way that water can get down. That's a good point that you bring up because a lot of times the soil has gotten so hard that we think we're watering, and a lot of times it may be that the water is just rolling off this container right here, like we're not getting in. So you can stick this down here, go around, kind of aerate it like that, so that that water can get down in there and get to those roots. Hey, growing with Donnie. Every time I see growing with Donnie, um, he reminds me. So if y'all know someone who is looking to grow, make sure that you share this information with them. Also, make sure you like this information. Make sure you like this as well. And if you're not following us, make sure you follow us and subscribe to us as well. Okay, so over here on Instagram, let's see. Oh, stay at are y'all still? The stay at home life is in Texas, and I have been following a few of our gardening friends. It looks like y'all are getting hammered with rain. So she says it's still storming right now. It was one lady that I follow. I can't think of her name, but I think it actually like flooded. Like she was going through streets that were flooded, and I was like, I knew y'all were getting rain, but I didn't realize that it was like that much rain going on in Texas. So please be safe, all my Texas gardeners. Please, please, please be safe. Yes, I love perennials. I love perennials. I picked up 12 salvias on clearance at Lowe's. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, and it's because they can't keep up with watering like that, especially if they just have a few people. They can't keep it up, and then they just zip over it real quick just to say, okay, I've done that, now I got to move on. And I know they got a lot to do, y'all, because I'm telling you, I got a plant stand over here with nothing but plants that I've propagated, that I've started from seeds, and so they're in some of the smaller pots. And I did, like yesterday it was hot, and I came out here and I said, dang on, and I just watered y'all. Now look at here, I know you're thirsty, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm glad I'm talking to y'all about this. On the plant stand, I'm going to do something similar to Josie B, and I'm going to get the 1020 tray that doesn't have holes in there. I'm going to put some of those plants in there and put some water in there so I can bottom water it, so at least I can buy myself some time, and they're still getting water. So I'm going to have to do that. I'm glad I you brought that up. But yeah, this is the time now that you can find a lot of good clean. I started to go by there today, and I said, if you don't plant up what you have, do not go there. I seriously have to talk to myself sometimes, y'all. I'm like, do not go by there. And then it's like, but I know they got some good stuff. I know they do. Just like I found this plant. I'm like, I know they got, but I'm like, you got to plant what you got. I still got one more raised bed. We pulled all the things up. We pulled all our seeds up, hung them up to dry, air dry. So hopefully we'll have those soon. But I'm banging them for next year. They're perennials. That's the best. I love buying perennials seriously on clearance, and we got some good ones last year around October, November time, and they are just amazing. They came back amazing. They're doing amazing. So I just love perennials. Perennials, when they keep coming back and they keep flourishing, that is me. So yes, yes, yes. Raining bad. Oh, Maureen, raining bad here. The weekend will not be so good to cook. Oh man, I am sorry to hear that. 53 degrees in New York right now. Oh wow, that's still cold. That's like Maureen. That's cold to me. You like 53 degrees. That is cold. That is cold in my book. But I don't know. I might, with the way the weather has been this whole week, I don't know. I might take some 53-degree weather, because it's been like hot. It's like so hot that, you know how when you get in the car, it's just like, is the air conditioner on? That's how, it's very hot here. But I know that's how it is every year. I don't know. Y'all gonna hear me complaining probably when it's hot, when it's cold. I don't know. I'm complaining about these birds now because they're being so disrespectful. I had to come out here yesterday evening and just like I used to do in the old days, y'all, just start picking my blackberries. Just start picking them because they've started to ripen now, and they are on them. And the squirrels too. The squirrel just sat there, and I was like, I'm just gonna see what he's gonna do. But he thought he was slick, but I ran him away. Someone was watering the plants at the nursery, and it was drizzling. It was drizzling. And y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not knocking anybody, but I want to like take the water. Like sometimes I just want to go and say, hey, how are y'all doing? I want to take the water hose, and just say, okay, y'all, look, just a little bit. Let me just show you something real quick. But just take it. Can you like just put it in? Can you just like put it in the pot at least, instead of just doing that? Just put it. Just take your hand and just put it in the pot. You know, you save the plants. But they didn't ask me for my opinion, and don't want to pay. Right, exactly. Because I'm telling you, I love plants so much. I probably would, since I don't have to get up at 4:30 anymore. I probably would go in there from like 5:30 to 7 o'clock and just water their plants the correct way that it's supposed to be. Make sure they have the shade cloth on, and then if it, I would check for them maybe in the evening time, and just make sure everything is good. I would love to do something like that. And you know what? We can make an exchange in whatever plants I want. I think that's a great exchange. I keep your plants alive. You let me keep the plants that they not gonna go for that because every day I'm gonna see a plant that I like. Don't let that truck come in. I'll be like, I'll get them off the truck for y'all too, and I'll put mine to the side. So yeah, I might start bottom feeding some of my containers, and that's a great option. Like I said, especially if you have a lot of containers, don't have a lot of time, and especially the smaller containers that you really have to seriously water like twice a day. So a lot of times I'll come out here at about 7:30 and water all of my small containers, and then I will come out here again probably in the next hour or two. Y'all, these birds have no respect. No respect for okay. Let me get back. It's just like gluttony now. It really is. I told you I don't mind sharing, but just now they're just come back every 5 minutes. But that's my fault because I have yet to put the bird netting on there. I've yet to do that. So that's my own fault. But yeah, bottom watering is definitely an option, especially and like with the terracotta pots that they have, I'm growing some oregano in there. You know how sometimes they have the saucer? So a lot of times what I will do is put water in the saucer until I can get to like the soil, at least to just, keep them going, just to keep them going. So yeah, that is a good idea. Yep, aeration when that soil is hot, you definitely have to do that. Um, thorough water. Yeah, you gotta water it through. You gotta see it just come out. You have to see them come out. But you gotta have a plan. Like I said, don't overwhelm. I always tell people gardening is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be therapeutic. You're supposed to take in all the beauty and just be proud of the work that you've done. So just whatever you can handle. So y'all comment. Do y'all have some container gardens going on right now? Like what do you have in your containers? What are y'all growing? Are y'all growing flowers, herbs, vegetables, a mixture of both? Let me know what you are growing because we got all of them. We got flowers, we got herbs, we got some vegetables, but I love it on the patio, especially the herbs. Like I seriously love the herbs on the patio. Just a few steps out, come cut some and use it in cooking. So let's go back through our. I am a. I'm sorry, Donnie. I'm sorry. Like Danielle with an O. Thank you so much. You know what, y'all? I got to get myself together. I got to get myself together. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And see, it was somebody, I think I'm getting you confused maybe with somebody else. Oh my gosh. Somebody else not too long ago said that they were a guy, and I was thinking that they were, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Grown with Don. But I love seeing your name because you always bring back the memory of make sure you like and share this video. Um, let's see. Have y'all noticed the prices of plants lately? Yeah, they went up. The prices of plants have definitely went up. That's why I said I'm like I'm not paying $35. I think it was like 34, 34.99, 98, whatever they put. But yes, not only the prices with the plants, but the prices with the food as well. At least 25% it has went up with the plants because y'all know last year. I'm gonna give you an example, especially with some of the brands that they have at the garden center. Like I know Proven Winners and um, Proven Winners. Like I have some of the pots from last year with the prices still on there that we use to like pot up. So some of the prices are still on there. So they've went up like 25 to 35% as well. So yes, plants have went up as well. But y'all know I love starting from seeds. Now seeds then went up a little bit, but you can, if you start from seeds, you can definitely get more for you, a bang for your buck on that one with the seeds. So yes, they have definitely went up. Mid 60s, jewel and drizzle all day. I'll take a drizzle right now. I promise y'all I will. The wind is blowing just a little bit, but I'll take a little drizzle. I really will. Hello, Urban Girl Gardening. I would end up owning the whole nursery. I'm with you, growing with Donnie. I'm telling y'all right now, I would do that. I really would, but I don't know if they'll think that's a fair exchange because I'm telling you, every day I'll be walking out with some plants because I feel like I want to save them as well. Like I want to save the plants, even on the clearance rack. Like I want to save them, but I'm like, you can't. You can't save all the plants and let other people try to save them too. I did have a nice chat with a lady who says that she loves to go on the clearance rack too. So I knew I wasn't alone with that. Um, so Jewel is growing a mixture of all in the containers. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm super late. First time here and you're live. Hello, Miss Red's Garden to Kitchen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've had so much rain that I've only watered once in the last 2 weeks, North Dallas. Okay, my whole garden is containers. Yes, I hope y'all really be safe and hopefully the rain will let up just a little bit, because I'm telling you, I've been seeing photos where it's flooding in some places in Texas. I'm growing brassicas in grow bags. That is amazing. That is so amazing. We're growing potatoes in grow bags as well. They are doing good. That's another one that I have to come out here and stay on top of watering. You can buy seeds and starts with food stamps. Yes, they are starting to let you do that, and I would highly encourage that as well. Especially the starts. Like even if you don't want to buy the seeds, but if you could just buy the start, I think that's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, I need to post, but yes, I'm container gardening, and you work at a nursery. Okay, so original turtle, you work at a nursery. So do y'all come in like early in the morning and water? I really want to talk to, yeah, send rain to Georgia. I'm telling you, every day I look, I make it a point twice a day to look at the weather because I just want to know, like, do I really need to water today? Can I wait? Nothing. We're getting nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so you notice that the plants are expensive. Maureen has got flowers in her containers, flowers and herbs here. That is beautiful, y'all. That is beautiful. There's a good arrange. Okay, that's a good arrangement. Growing flowers. I love container gardening. And that's why I tell people like container I've been container gardening for a long time because I think only twice when we stayed overseas that we actually had a yard, like a yard. But I had to always garden and that was not going to stop me if I didn't have like soil to dig in the dirt. Honey, I'll go get me a pot. Find me a pot in a minute and go off base and find wherever the local, whoever sell them some soil and some seeds. Okay, I'll find it because we gonna grow something. We're gonna grow a house plant. We're gonna grow something in a container. But I used to always, if nothing else, have like at least herbs, in containers when we stayed overseas, like in the little apartment style houses and townhouses. We always had some type of herbs and then like a tomato or a cucumber. We're gonna grow something. Um, yes to the seed starting, except lavender, hard for me to grow that way. Let me tell you something, pretty little blooms. I was hard headed, okay? So I had been hearing that people say lavender and rosemary is hard to start from seed. So I was hard headed and I said I know I can do it, and I say I'm gonna soil block it. That's what I said. I'm gonna soil block it. Now, don't get me wrong. I did get germination. They did come up, but let me tell you, they. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They ended up dying because it required. I don't know. To me, when I started those lavender and rosemary seeds, they require a little bit more work than like the other plants I was starting from seed. Like I would really have to stay on top of making sure they, just the right amount of moisture. Like they were really starting to grow. And then I was like, okay, wait a minute. So let me tell you, pretty little blooms. You know what I do now? I propagate. I take a cutting. I take a cut. Some things you just gotta be like, I try and I did. And I will try again. Don't get me wrong. But I felt like I was giving the lavender and the rosemary just a little bit more time than my other seeds. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm doing everything, but it did germinate. But I was like, oh no, 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 no. So now with my rosemary, I propagate and I give to people who want a cutting. And same thing with the lavender. Just find a stem that's kind of, a little bit tougher, a little bit woody, and take root, and you can either put it in soil, or during the wintertime, what I do is I take some cuttings of rosemary, put it in some water, and just change the water out every few days until I start to see roots, and then I will put it in some soil. And that's how I've been propagating my rosemary and lavender. But I've heard the same, and I just wanted to try it because they had some lavender seeds on sale, and I was like, let me just try it. But yeah, it's uh, kudos to those who can definitely get them to continue to grow from seeds. Like I said, it was nothing wrong with the germination, but just really, I just felt I was coddling them a little bit too much. I'm like, y'all, if y'all don't stop it. Um, so yeah, I get that one. I had to invest in some lemon balm, lemongrass, citronella, and another rose bush. I'm starting some more seeds, but I had to do something. The mosquitoes and bring the bees. Yeah, the mosquitoes are really bad here. I actually picked up. I will let y'all know if it works or not for those who have to deal with mosquitoes. But it's like a another type of oil you put on, and it has geranium in there. The mosquitoes are really big this year, and even if I have on long sleeves and socks, they will bite me through my clothes. I'm serious. They bite me through my clothes, and it's just really disrespectful how they keep doing this stuff. I don't understand it. But yes, citronella, geranium is good for the mosquitoes. The lemon balm. So yeah, good luck, because I don't know if y'all have mosquitoes like we do here, but they're just very disrespectful. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with the disrespect and the mosquitoes. And I got into some fire ants the other. I'm like, how did I get into fire ants? And I just felt like stuff biting me on my. I'm telling y'all. Whew, I'm like, what is going on? Where did they come from? So I guess they just decided to crawl up to my ankle and bite me. And it was like at least like five or six. And then after you got them off, you still in your mind think you're being bitten again and nothing was there. I'm like, and I had socks on, but I did have my tennis shoes on. I didn't have my boots. So I'm not sure what was going on at all. Okay, so Pretty Little Blooms was yours too. Okay, so yeah, we got them to germinate, but it's just like, I don't know. It was just an unusual coddling of them. So yeah, propagate them. Get you a cutting. Our mosquitoes wear cowboy hats. Oh yeah, there were mosquitoes hanging out in the lemon balm plant. Oh my gosh, these are some new generation mosquitoes this year. Yes, they are. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Let me read something that Josie just wrote. She said the mosquitoes here in Georgia 8B are drinking protein shakes. Yes, yes, honey. Yes, they are. Cause I don't know what is going on at all. Okay. But I do have. But growing with Donnie, still try to do them from seeds. I said I might try it again, like in the fall when the garden has kind of slowed down again, kind of starting from the inside, and see if maybe I can give them some extra special attention and let them grow so that by next spring they will they'll be okay, but I don't know. Make sure you cold stratify the lavender first for better germination. Okay, thank you for sharing that. I was I wish there was a way that we can do a mail seed exchange. That way you can get seeds for the cost of a stamp. There are someone oh Lord, I hope he's not on UT 33 200. Like, he totally surprised me because people look at videos and you don't think that they. I don't know. I was totally surprised and thankful because one day he sent me an email and he said, you're gonna have a package in the mail. I just wanted to let you know it was on the way, because it was like going to my PO box, and I don't check my PO box every day. And it was just so amazing. It is a community, a group of just like seed exchanges that go on here. And you're right. And because I know a lot of times I don't use all of the seeds in my um, package, or either if I do use all of them, because I try to plant like 25% more than what I need, because already I have to replace like a purple basil and 2 of the spicy glow basil. I don't know what happened. I don't know if an animal or insect came and ate it, but it's gone. It was there one day and it's gone. So that's why I always plant a little bit more. But there are a lot of seeds that we don't use. That is a great idea. My friend in Atlanta told me that Spanish lavender is more hardy for Georgia Zone 8B. Okay, because lavender for me, I have better luck in a pot. Like all of my lavenders are in a container because it's so humid here. It sometimes rains a lot, although we haven't gotten it lately. And every time I've had it in the ground, it'll start off good, but it'll just like you can see it like starting to die, just starting to die because they like to dry out like in between um like the Mediterranean weather. But I love running my hand through lavender. I do. And I actually need to harvest some of this lavender and dry it. You can make like the lavender sachets. It's so much you can do with lavender. You can put them in tea, you could put them in a whole bunch of stuff. But it smells really good. There is a black seed exchange. Jewel, if you want to put the information in the chat, that would be great. What do you need? Maybe one of us can help. Yes, yes. At from 37 on. Yeah, tell us what seed you're looking for. My lavender was so hardy and now it's all drying up. Guess I need to replant this year. Yeah. Lavender, I finally figured out that I needed to just put it in a container. I have so much better luck with it in a container. Um, I don't know if y'all heard the story with me with the rosemary. Now the rosemary grows so good here; they get the blooms, but that was the snake pit hideout. So I had to pull them up from where I have my roses now. So from now on, for me, rosemary will always be in a pot. For me, that was just like that was like a shocker. I was like, no. It was like 6 snakes, y'all. 6 snakes. The guy came here to fix the window, and the lavender was like five. I mean, not the lavender. The rosemary was like 5 feet. It was so pretty. Like I could not give enough away. I was clipping it down, taking it to work. I was like considering. I'm thinking, does anybody in Savannah, like some of these restaurants want some of this lavender? I mean, rosemary. I was considering like just going, just take it, say here, just to keep it cut. But they had to come fix our fence. And good thing the guy was not scared of snakes because one actually came up on the patio, like he got away, came up on the patio. And then we couldn't get him because I was like, y'all got to find him because you can't leave him out here like this. And then I walk out. And after that, he came back and he showed my husband, hey, let me show you something. And it was like 6 of them over there. And he was real nice, real nice guy. Picked him up with his hands and everything. And I think, yeah, he threw him in the back of the fence. But I was like, wait a minute. Don't throw him back. Don't throw him back there like that because they can slither back in. But yeah, there was somebody on Instagram. Oh, Finch and Folly. She was like, in Maine they have snakes, but not poisonous snakes. And I was like, honey, we got all kind of snakes here. I know the neighbor up the street. He didn't had to kill a rattlesnake before. They have the water moccasins here. What other kind? They have the cottonmouths, where I'm originally from, Columbus, Georgia. Um, and the corals. The corals are because it's a saying something about red and black, red and black. I don't know, but I don't. I'm not even finna get that close to them like that. And they cut the back. Every time they cut the back, it's like it shakes them up. So let's get off snakes, y'all. Let's get off snakes because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need to see that. Birds are doing enough. Gotta go as soon as you betray me and start housing servants. I'm telling you, and it's known here. It is the snakes are. I mean, the people here are. They're very comfortable with them, And I'll even say, like, even my dad, when we stayed in the Atlanta area, we had a snake that got into the garage, and we had to call him because he eventually got in the house, and he just came and picked him up, and he said, "Oh no, this a little what are those black there? I guess they weren't poisonous." I was like, get that out of my face like that. I'll deal with the spiders and the mosquitoes, but the snakes, no, that's where I draw the line. I draw the line at. I didn't have any snakes, but I did have skinks that like to live in my rosemary. Oh, No, can they? Nope, nope, nope. Can't do that. Not for me at the moment. Nothing around late spring. I always have a ton of hellebore seeds. Oh wow, that go to waste, and I love you from 37 on. Is there any way you can harvest those seeds? Because we did a video on how to get free calla lilies. Like right now, we have little calla lily volunteer calla lilies popping up, and I'll take my little tool right here when they get big enough, and I think they can survive, and I will scoop them up. I actually have two echinacea plants that are volunteer plants that are in the walkways, and I'm gonna scoop them up and put them in a pot, and you got your two free you got your two free plants. So hellebores are so beautiful. So is there any way that you can um is there any way that you can get those up from the ground with the seeds? Like do they pollinate and not pollinate, but do they germinate and start making new plants? Because I love free plants that goes to waste, and I would love to share. That's amazing. So from 37 on, she have tons of hellebore seeds that goes to waste, and she would love to share. So reach out to from 37 on if you are interested. Hellebores are so beautiful. They are beautiful. They are some beautiful plants. You're from Columbus, Georgia. Yes, I am. Me too. It's a small world. I live in Phoenix City right now. Oh yeah, right across the bridge. I'm very familiar with Phoenix City. It seems like a lot of people are moving in is it the Fort Mitchell area as well? I think a lot of people are starting to move into the Fort Mitchell area. But yep, Columbus, Georgia, graduate of Columbus High School. That's me. I'm in Zone B, Charlotte, North Carolina, 8B. Okay. Are y'all hot up there in North Carolina? Don't forget the spiders. We have wolf spiders here, and they are not to be played with. And I need to learn my spiders because I think last year, y'all, I told you that, and it was nothing I did. I had my hat on, but you know how sometimes the spiders can make those webs and you don't see them and you just kind of walk into them. Well, I guess that's what it did, and I got bit on like right here, and I was like, oh God, I don't know what kind of. And before I knew it, I flung it off, but I didn't know what kind of spider it was. But I need to look up the wolf spiders because I got a package today, y'all. And when I opened it up, because I was like, I didn't order this. I didn't order nothing. And it was a big black spider in there. And I like closed it back and took it outside. I was like, oh, we can't be having spiders. Because I did, when we first moved to this area, and we were in the hotel. I don't know what it was. I do think it was a spider bite because I was on after the fourth day, I said, if my leg doesn't go down, I'm going to have to go to the emergency room. Something bit me and my leg just swelled up. And it was like that for like 3 or 4 days. And I said, no, I'm going to have to go. But it did go down. So yeah, spiders. I can do spiders before I do snakes. Absolutely. Hello, Angela. How are you? Hellebore is a beautiful flower for us. For us, we have to grow it like in the fall, winter months. But it's like one of those flowers for us that when everything in the wintertime is, kind of resting or dormant, it puts on some beautiful blooms. I had one that was white. They have them in pink. They have them in yellow. But it's a beautiful like bloom to see in the wintertime. They are so, so pretty. I just love to see them like in the fall or winter because, when everything is just like drab, you could at least look at that. Um, I found the Black Seed Exchange from Diva Jones here on YouTube. Don't know how to share the link. Okay, so go visit Diva Jones. It's a Black Seed Exchange on YouTube. So I guess it's a link. I watch her videos as well. Oh yes, the hellebore sprout easily, and I have tons of seedlings. Not to put you on the spot, is there any way to mail seedlings? Okay, so I haven't quite figured that out yet. But when I normally get like plants from other companies, a lot of times, if it's just like the root of the plant, they'll have it like they'll water it really, really, really good, and then they'll have like saran wrap around it or some type of plastic wrap or bubble wrap, and they'll have it in there like really, really good. When I've gotten seedlings before, or like the bare root plants, like it's like, and maybe they did like a 2-day shipment or something like that. It was like a 2-day shipment, and then they just had like bubble wrap, saran wrap, really good with a like a rubber band right at the base of the like right at the base of the plant to make sure like it stayed in place. So that may be an option too. You are so lucky. You are lucky. It's been in the 90s. We just had a shower today. Oh God, I'll take a shower. So are they good for shade? I have them like in a part shade place in the front. I do because they don't like a lot of sun. Yeah, they're like in a part shade for me. Okay, definitely express mail. Yeah. Florida 8B, we seriously need some rain to clear out some of the pollen. Yeah. I get you on that one. I get you because I'm telling you sometimes I just need the rain to cool it off. I'm just like, please cool it off. Just please just cool down. Um Oh no, my lavender always die. Yeah, don't give up, Maureen. You know I never give up on plants. I'm like, when they do me like that, I'm like, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna grow you. I am gonna grow you. Um, Drop the stay at home mom. Yes, use mothballs. I heard they don't like it. We do use mothballs at the base, like the back of our fence. Now I don't put them like in the garden because they can like change the pH of the soil, but I definitely do. I always tell my husband because he goes crazy with the mothballs every year. As a matter of fact, y'all, now I'm not talking. I love my next door neighbors, but they found a snake. That like, they have a dog and they found a snake. And when I tell you, the whole street smell like mothballs because it's like they put like 20 pounds of mothballs. I was like, yeah, that's right. Go ahead and put them down. But I hope they don't come over here. That's what I was thinking. Like, I hope it don't come over here, wherever it is. Driving now, we'll listen. And you know, Maureen, we'll keep this replay up. My compost is doing the most. I have Malabar spinach. I've heard of that. That. And tomatoes growing back there. Yes. I'm about to follow everyone here. Great energy. The stay at home life. She knows I love her. She has a beautiful garden and her home decor skills are so beautiful. Oh yes, smooth cannon. I do not like snakes at all whatsoever. I'll do the spider over the snakes. Wild spiders are the ones that carry babies on their backs. What are the spiders that make those little? They look like little tan cream balls, like you see them. Do y'all ever see them like they're suspended on like the cracks and stuff? We have them like in the garage, and you can see the little balls. And I'm thinking a million spider babies are probably in there. So I sweep them down. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I sweep them down. You know, that's what I do. I know it's a lot of them in there. Wolf spiders are the ones. Okay, yes, they are. They're very, very scary. You got to be careful. I don't know. There's like people say, um, is the snake poisonous or not? I don't stick around that long to look at their head. I don't stay along like that. I don't. Now if you want to see me run, let a snake come out. Now I will take off on y'all. I'll take off on you. My last rainfall that came down, yellow and not clear. So it's probably clearing out some of that pollen, huh? Yeah. A lot of times when it's so much pollen in the air, that's why a lot of people like that rain because it's clearing out. That's what she was, Angela was saying. Like it's so they need the rain so bad because the pollen is just in the air, and that rain is going to bring it down. Because I know in February and March, like if you look at the concrete and the asphalt there, you'll see like nothing but yellow on the ground with the rain because it's just it's so much pollen in the air. Um, Oh, look at Angela, y'all. She says she'll do the snakes over the voles any day. Now, we don't have voles. We do have the moles, though. We have the moles and we have the raccoons. And the raccoon will look at you like they crazy. Uh, I do that too. Yeah. Um, yeah, the snake, I don't know. I got bitten. Oh, a brown recluse. So I don't kill spiders, but I don't entertain them either. Brown recluse, I know is a deadly one. So I'm so glad that you survived that one. I have one of my friends, her nephew actually passed from being bitten by a brown recluse. That's the only reason why I know about that because he got bit. That's why I said I don't know. Like I look at the Google pictures, but I don't know. Like I could look at a spider and I could be like, that looked like a brown recluse. Yeah, mm-mm. yeah, I just, I know we have to share the world, y'all, but some things I can do without. I know we got to share it. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, "Hey, why don't y'all eat some of these aphids around here or these caterpillars. Eat some of that. Just leave. That's another reason why I started wearing gloves. I used to love to feel the soil. I've gotten bitten several times by spiders. That's why I'm so thankful. But after that time, I got bit on my neck. That was, I guess it's because I walked into a spider web and it got on me and I just like, flicked it off. But I've also had my hand in the soil and got bit that way too. So now I will always wear spiders unless I have like a container up here like this and I'm like pulling a weed out or something. I'll do that. But I try my best to make sure I wear because it's not, you don't know if it's poisonous, because with the brown recluse with my friend, he got bit, but I think after the third day, like he started feeling funny, and you know how he was like, "No, I'm okay, I'm okay." And I think that third day, he by the time he got to the hospital, he had passed shortly after. So you have to be so careful, um, with, I mean, all of it. To tell y'all the truth, I'm serious. I am so serious. Black widows make pretty big. Oh, don't say that, UT 3300, because I'm telling you, we got some little. They're like, they're not huge, but they're just like some little tan ivory balls that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Oh my gosh, now y'all are scaring me. Oh, did it smell different? That's scary. What if my pumpkin leaves are turning yellow? Um, are you feeding them some nutrients? How is the soil? Is the soil moist? Are you feeding them nutrients? Um, I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking out loud. So you're asking. So put that in the comment. Why are they turning yellow? Have you? When's the last, like when you plant it? After, did you plant it from seeds, and then did you, as they start growing and getting bigger, did you give them some like nutrients to get growing? And the only reason why I say that is because, like, when I first start off plants and they get bigger, and we'll even use the starts for example. So I put a little bit of like the garden tone in there, but like now, like the other day, because y'all know Monday is my fertilization day. So on Monday, what I did, because my tomatoes are starting to fruit, and I like to give them a little extra like a little extra boost, because I know they're putting a lot of energy to make those tomatoes. So now, when I see them starting to make tomatoes, I'll give them like a little extra boost and maybe fertilize it with a little liquid fertilizer, just to make sure that they can keep up with giving me good juicy tomatoes. Because now the squirrels and the tomatoes, I have to pick my tomatoes when they blush. I had like at least five that was turning a beautiful red, and I went out to say, okay, I'm gonna get a salad, and then half of them had, they were juicy too. They had like the tomato juice coming out of it, and I tell you, they they did it. But that's okay. I got something for them. I'm just gonna pick them when they blush and put them on the counter and just let them finish turning red. I like to let them ripen as long as I can on the vine, just for flavor and taste. But you got to make a choice sometimes and say, do you want them all eaten by the squirrels and the birds, or do you want to just take them in when they're blush? When they're blush, they'll continue to ripen. So that's when I say when they're like a blush or something like that. So yeah, that's why I asked about the pumpkins, like about that. I used to grab the spider sacks and tear them open and watch the. Oh, Joseph. Oh my gosh. Oh, watch the babies. Yeah, you were very curious. Yes, you were. For seedlings protect from damage, you can take old cardboard, cut to half, and wrap the roots. Cut cardboard around plant. Let me read that again. Okay, for seedlings to protect from damage, you can take old cardboard, cut to height, and after you wrap roots, cut cardboard around plants and put in box, paper towel, or newspaper or something on roots. Damp, not soggy. Okay. So that's like if you want to ship them. So you could take cardboard and cut it, and after you wrap the roots, cut the cardboard and put it around the plant and put it in the okay, and make sure that the roots are damp but not soggy. Okay, so Jules says, y'all, we talking about these critters. Are you still fighting deers? Seriously? But I don't know why I just said that, because I know that they are out. Um, I know that they are out all year. I'm just thinking about like hunting season. I know for us it starts in like September, I think, is with the bow and arrow, and like October when you can go with a rifle. But I don't know what I'm thinking, because they're year round. Deer, a lot of people really fight the deers, and they, when they're hungry, they will eat whatever. So do you have can you make, do you have like a fence up? Because I know I could say like make sure you plant varieties, but they, when they get hungry, they'll eat whatever. They will. When you're hungry, you'll eat it. If a snake snout is rounded, they are not poisonous, but if it's triangular in shape, snake is more. And I've heard is more likely poisonous. I've heard that too, but I don't. That, and that's what, like, my dad asked me, and he was like, I said I didn't stick around long enough to look at his head. I seen something slithering, and I was gone in my rain barrels. It was yellow like Satan angel were in my rain barrels. um Set the whole thing on fire. The soil, okay, the soil is semi moist, and I gave them some potting soil. So I wonder, let me look into that. Semi moist. Now let me ask you this: is it like semi moist on a consistent basis, or like do you let it dry out and it may like dry, and then you say, okay, it's time for me to water? I'm just going to the questions, y'all. I'm going to get back to Instagram, because a lot of times we can water like too much. That's why I asked, like, is it like constantly moist, or are you letting it dry out a little bit? But not like dry out to the point to where they like start drooping and it's like nothing. I plant, okay, maybe too much. Somebody said, okay, maybe too much. I planted them from store bought seeds. Never take a chance with spider bites. Yeah, I know, Alexa. I know it. It's not fun. You're right. You are right. And I should be ashamed of myself, but every time my husband come to mind, because he like, keep telling you. I keep telling you. I'm like, okay, okay. I got a few plants at the nurseries. Tag. I unload the trucks and put my plants or trees to the side and tag them sold. Oh yeah. Oh, that's, I bet that's a, that is, that would be dangerous for me. Seriously, if I worked at like a nursery. And I don't, it's one older lady that's at the garden center that she's like me. She said like every day. Well, she says like they have to, especially for the clearance, they have to wait like 24 hours, and then they could get it, once they put it on sale. But I know me, I call one of my kids up and say, look, come get this plant, come get it. So I know that has to be, yeah. Working at the nursery, that squirrels are definitely bold. They're not as bold as these birds here lately, though, but they are bold. And that's why I tell people squirrels are bold. The only reason why I think the squirrels don't do as much damage, let me knock on wood right now, is because we have an acorn tree that's literally in the corner of the yard that they like. So, and they bury them, and then the little seedlings come up, and I have to go pull them or weed eat them. But I think that's the only thing. But they do sometimes. They will sometimes eat my strawberries. They will. I guess that they want something sweet that day. That's what I'm thinking. With wind and humidity, this time of year it's possible to catch early powdery mildew on pumpkins, squash. It is, if it is that, it may still be early enough to replant, but can yellow the leaves even this early. Powdery mildew for us here. Now let me go back, because I want to see where you at. Or I don't want to mess your name up. Where are you at with the pumpkin seeds? because I've been messing up today, y'all. I've been messing up. But they the reason why I UT 200, he's right. Powdery mildew for us, it's a beast here, especially on our cucumbers. It's beast. I'm telling you. I'm just like, come on now, come on, not this year. No fence. I'm so sorry, Jewel. No fence. Are you serious? Normally with the dog that they would go off. Oh man. If you leave them on the vine and clip the vine, they'll ripen in a few days. To speed up, you can wrap tomatoes in newspaper, put in a box in dry spot, no more than 2 layers deep. Thank you for sharing that, Alexa RH, as well. Thank you so much. But yeah, powdery mildew is real for us. Um, the other day I was looking around the grass thinking, poor Eve, we cut the grass shortly shortly after that. I'm telling you. Yeah. The squirrels steal my tomatoes and plant pecan and oak trees. Yes, they plant those little oak trees. They like when I was clearing out like the winter stuff for the garden. And look at one just climbing up the fence. Sometimes when I'm out here, they'll just go run across the fence. I say, if y'all don't stop it. But yeah, the oak tree, they just plant them. I'll see the little seedlings coming up. That one was a beast though, because you have to, like, for me, I like to pull them up until I see that acorn come out, so I know I got the whole thing. And it was just so many of it. And I'm like, will y'all stop burying this stuff? Just go ahead and eat it. I know they have to bury it over the winter. I sometimes I just be out here talking, okay? I just be out here talking to the nature. I talk to the. I'm like, we out. Hey, eat it. Stop burying stuff. Squirrels don't play, and yes, they are my. Yeah, they will eat your strawberries. They will, and they were good too. I'm telling y'all that first blackberry that I tasted. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Yeah, they'll eat the strawberries. I think that's who ate my strawberries. Now I know the birds are eating my blueberries and my blackberries because I'm watching them from the kitchen window, and they want to be sneaky with it. Like they want to stop on the pergola and look around. Then they want to dive down a little bit. Then they want to act like they ain't doing nothing, you know. And I'm like, get away, go. You just had one. I just saw you a few minutes ago. Um, Gotta head out to the store. Always enjoy your lives. Thank you so much, Growing with Donnie. Be safe and make sure that you like and share. I appreciate y'all. Abuletta taught me a few tricks. That's grandmother. Is that correct? Is that correct? Uh, I know I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but I think that means grandmother. Abuletta. I took 2 years of Spanish, y'all, and learned German, but didn't. When you don't use it every time, you just forget it. And I especially want to learn Italian too, but they were very proud of me for trying, you know? Happy Friday, Learn to Grow. How are you? So, y'all, I know we have like totally gotten off the subject. So, be careful with snakes and spiders, okay? That's the main thing. Be careful with the snakes and the spiders. And remember, y'all, do not take that water hose and do this to it, okay? When you have those containers, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't just zip over it. Take your container, move it over a little bit, and get down in this soil. Get down in the soil, water it till you see water coming out, okay? And then if your soil is hard and it's just running off, take you something, a pencil, a bamboo stick, something like this, poke some holes for aeration in there so that water can get down all the way, especially during the heat. Remember, the smaller the container, the more often you will probably need to water because they dry out because it's smaller. A lot of times, what I totally understand. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, have a great weekend. We are definitely going to be gardening this weekend as well. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so amazing if I could just get everything planted. But it's going to be good. Anytime I can go outside and plant and rub my hands through herbs and stuff like that. This is purple sage, and I'm so ready to plant this. I'm going to companion plant this with some strawberries. So you're going to see like a purple, and then you're going to see like the red strawberries. Y'all got it all in my head, and I got the containers. But it still will be a container, but it'll be a bigger container. And then y'all know, since these are just how we got this from the store, but especially now, this mulch is really helping keeping our soil cool. Some of the containers that we have, it has that straw mulch around it, and it does. I can tell a big difference in watering because it's not like evaporating off the top. So the mulch definitely helps us a lot. But I do have to come out at least twice a day and water some of our smaller plants, some of our plants that are on the patio, because if not, you'll know in the morning. You will definitely know. Are spiders a problem in container plants and raised beds? Um, I don't see. I'll be honest with you. I don't see here. I don't see as many spiders in my containers. Now my raised bed, yeah, that's another story. I do see them. I don't know if y'all call them this. Roly polies. We have a lot of roly polies. Um, and some spiders. Yeah. And y'all know we got a lot of slugs and snails, but I haven't. Let me knock on wood again. I haven't been seeing too many. Not too many of them. Um, but yeah, I don't see too many spiders in the containers. Now, what I do see is the spiders. They spin around like here on this pergola, honey. They done spent them a web, and just just doing what they do. But be careful though, because a lot of times with different structures, like the pergola that we have, like I could walk through the walkway, and I'm doing this because like I didn't see the spider webs, but they made them a web from one side to the next. Just playing around, don't have nothing to do, but get spider webs in my face, and then I start getting paranoid because I'm like, wait a minute here, hold on, and this is even when I protect myself, y'all. Why is this squirrel just? They could at least wait until I. They could at least wait. They could at least wait till we're done with our live. My gosh, I'm in Louisiana. What can I use to spray but still protect my veggies? Are you spraying for? Oh, you're spraying for spiders. Ooh. I was trying to see if I was trying to see what I used was that good for spiders. Um, because the only thing we use for pest control, but I'm not sure if they're good for spiders, is we use like an insecticidal soap, but I know those are like for aphids, and the BT, those are for like the worms, and then the neem oil, those can be for aphids too. I'm missing a pest. Y'all help me out because I'm missing a pest. I know we have the caterpillars, the aphids, oh, white flies, insecticidal soap, white flies. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know because I'm not like spiders are good for the garden. I know I've just sat here and talked about snakes and spiders, and people will tell you they're good for the garden, for the ecosystem. Now with the spiders, I'm really not after them. Like if as long as they like go ahead in another direction, that's fine. But even when I put down diatomaceous earth, I'm not putting them down for the spiders. So this is what I would suggest because I use these heavy here. Call your local agricultural extension office. A lot of people know me by name, and ask what would they suggest for your area, because they may have something that they can suggest that you use, because really on our garden we just use those three things. We use the BT, we use the insecticidal soap, and the neem oil. That's about, and the diatomaceous earth, but that's about as far as we go as far as like putting things on our plants. But yeah, I'm glad you said that because I need to call my local agriculture extension office just to see what I call them, just to see what they're doing. Sometimes for whoever that was on here as well with seeds. Now, I don't know about yours, but every time I go visit, I haven't been in a while because of everything that's going on, but every time I used to go into our local agriculture extension office, they had a basket full of seeds, help yourself, that you could just take. They always had that. I love them about that. It was great. I'm glad you brought that up because I need to call them and just see what's going on. I just like to check in with people from time to time. Okay, so Desi loves. Letty 504 says Monterey insect spray can be used for spiders. Yeah, I know that brand, and mice. So thank you for sharing that. Desi loves GT. So Look up the Monterey insect spray at your local garden center or like online. Thank you all so much. I have a BB gun and stay ready for the squirrels and the bird. Paint a few rocks, red or blue, whatever color your berries you have. Oh, listen at this, y'all. Alexa, RH. Paint a few rocks, red or blue, whatever color berries you have. Lay them around your plants as decoys. Yes, because they're going to stop this. Okay, Mexican American mix. Okay, and that's why I say I was listening at something the other day, and somebody said abuleta, and I was like, that means grandmother. I believe. Squirrels ate my sunflower bulbs. Oh my gosh, they didn't. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, savages, savages. Praying mantis will jack up a spider. Oh, we did have some praying mantis eggs, and I was so happy. I think I did a video on that too. They're so beneficial for the garden. Termite spray nights to dilute it works well, keeping spiders at bay around perimeter of house and container gardens. Okay, y'all, we are awesome. We are an awesome community, and I thank y'all so much just for um taking the time out of your day. Like, y'all didn't have to spend the last what hour and 15 minutes. I really appreciate that, because nobody around here listens to me. But I don't know if I told y'all Monday, honey, we had some garden tours going on last Friday. Oh, we took everybody. And then I was like, oh, you didn't get a chance to do the tour yet? Come on, let's go right now. But everybody took some goodies home away with them, some plants, some gloves. And it was nice. Yeah, it was really, really nice. So I really do. I really appreciate y'all. And we are a community. We share ideas and we just help each other out. And it's amazing. I tell everybody, gardeners are the most best people in the world. Those are the best people you could know, because we're so giving, you know? We are very given. Thank you so much to stay at home light. Yeah, decoys. I remember I had an owl. Do y'all see the owls like at like Walmart, stuff like that? And this one, his head moved. I was going out there moving them every day, but after a while, they was like, "We know you playing. It's not real." So it worked for a while. They're like, "We know this not real." I'm telling you, it's crazy. Grubs we have a problem with as well. They are, and that's what the moles that we have in our yard are after the grubs. And I pulled up. I don't even know how they got in our raised bed, but when I pulled up all of the collards, and the stems and the kale, it was like, and they were so big. They were like shrimp size here. Okay, they were huge, and I'm like, how did these grubs get in my raised bed? Can somebody please tell me this? So yeah, our problem is the grubs are in the ground, and so the moles are after the grubs. So that's why we have those tunnels that are. And every time I buy like it was a solar powered grub thing that I bought, and it didn't work. I'm just gonna tell y'all, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. I don't know. First one didn't work. Second one, my husband ran over it with lawnmower, and I just, as long as they don't. And the thing with the grubs is they can eat the roots of your plants. That's why people don't like them. But I don't have a big problem in the garden with them, with the moles. It makes the, like, I'm looking at the tunnels that they make, and then you walk on the ground and it's soft. They ridiculous. You are so welcome, Letty 504. Thank you for joining. Just thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Margie. How are you? A new subscriber. Thank you so much. Lots of good info shared today. I know, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I know I kind of went off topic, but I'm telling you, I'm almost ready for the garden tour, the one that we're going to film. But I just thought about y'all because I got this plant on clearance, and I'm like, they're not watering it right. Like, you wouldn't have to put it on clearance, but that's okay. Put it on clearance so I can get the clearance price. But I was just looking at the little guy, and he just had his little headphones in, honey, and he just had the water hose doing that, and he just moved right on, just kept right on. And I said, not one of them, not. I bet you if I go over there and touch that soil, ain't nothing wet. But maybe that's how they told him to do it, and I didn't ask any questions. I just come back in a few days and see what's on the clearance at. Okay. I just went to the garden and came across some hellebore seeds. I will mail you some tomorrow. I will look more into mailing seeds a little bit more before. Thank you so much from 37 on. You're lucky. You're so lucky to have though, because I don't know if y'all have seen the prices. Like earlier, we were just talking about the prices of plants that have went up, but hellebores are an expensive. When they are at the garden center, they are very expensive. I know here they were $25 for maybe like about a pot this big. Pot this big, it was like $24. And I did. I waited, but they never put them on clearance. And then I seen them like, I think some of the plants they may throw away from some of the companies. I'm not sure, but I was like, not 25, not $25. That's yeah. Some days I feel good and I say, oh, I'm gonna buy it. It just depends on the mood I'm in. And some days I'm like, I'm not paying that much for that. I'll just come back. But they never did mark those down, and I know hellebores are expensive. Um, but they're beautiful, and they're beautiful color during the, like the for us it's around like January, February. It's just so pretty. All all the medicinal herbs are money this seed. Oh yes, that's why we started all of our we started just about all of our herbs from seed. Now, if y'all didn't see our what was it, garden to our trip to this farm, I go at least 2 to 3 times a year just to see what they have. So that's the only reason why I bought the herbs that I bought. But most of my herbs this year, we started from seeds. The time is amazing. The time is just, it is really doing it. I want to play around not only with some seasoning blends this year with the herbs, but I also, y'all know I also use them in my tea as well. So I love herbs. I really want to expand just one more time in this garden and just have like rows of herbs, because we use a lot of herbs in our cooking and a lot of herbs in our tea as well. But herbs yeah, they're very expensive. Yeah, started 95% from seed this year. I'm telling y'all, starting seeds is the way to go. And y'all know I'll put it in the link in YouTube, and then I'll put it. It is on my in my bio on Instagram. But y'all know we got a seed starting masterclass where it will teach you when to start seeds based on where you're at, your zone, and then how to go about like starting seeds and how we start our seeds, what seed starting mix that we use, because it's amazing. It's just so amazing. And I'm not saying anything bad about the garden centers, but you only have what you're limited to what they have. But when you go online and look at all of the beautiful flowers and herbs and vegetables and the different varieties, like once you start your seeds, not only are you saving money, because I'm telling you, these 4-inch pots, they make a lot of money off of that when you can start them yourself. But you can start different varieties. It's like the possibilities are so endless. Once I starting my seeds, the only I still buy starts, but it's just because I've been playing around and it's late, and I'm like, let me just go ahead because theirs is big and stuff like that. But most of my seeds, I'm like you, the stay at home life. About 90 to 95%, I'll start my own seeds. Now, some of the beautiful Calibracoa flowers, I do buy those because I love their color. But I'm gonna be looking online for some of those varieties as well. You just save so much money. You really do, and I love it. Like I will never see. I don't know, what have I planted like odd this year. I always like to plant odd stuff that you don't see, like even at the produce department in the grocery store. I always like to plant stuff that you don't necessarily see around here, just because I can. Just because I can. And then I like to just show people, look, doesn't this look nice right here? Oh, I tell you what I'm about to plant. They're like little snacker, but they're called salt and pepper cucumbers. They're like a white cucumber, but they only get maybe about 4 to 6 inches big. But I mean, you're not going to see a white cucumber in the produce set. Not where I'm at now. I don't know. Maybe you might see it at the farmer's market, but I've never seen a white cucumber in my produce department. So I love that. I started a bunch of echinacea from seeds. I saw some at the garden. Yes, exactly. A pack of seeds versus 13 to 15 to $20. All you need to do, see, the thing is, and I'm like this too, y'all, and then I'm for real, I'm gonna go. Is we're drawn to instant gratification, and so when you see those beautiful plants, like they're already beautiful, lush, and so it's just a matter of having patience. And so that's why I like to start my seeds in the fall slash winter, get a jump start on it, so that when the garden centers put theirs out, mine is the same size as yours, but exact like a pack of uh echinacea seeds versus, I think the ones here they do have them, and like y'all said, the plants have went up like 12.98 to $15 for one plant, and you can make so many plants. And for y'all who just joined, like we have two volunteer echinacea plants that have popped up like in the walkways. So I'm going to take my little tool right here, okay, because it's big enough. I'm going to get me a little pot this size and put some potting soil in there and pot it up and keep letting it grow. That's like a free plant. That's a free plant. And if somebody say, "Oh, I like that," guess what? I got one for you, and I want you to take care of it. Echinacea is very good for you. It is very good, very very good. Sowing sweet potatoes this year, yes. Oh, those sweet potatoes, I love them. I can eat sweet potatoes all the times too. Yeah, we have to have patience when we start seeds, and so that's how the garden center gets us, because they know we don't want to sit there and wait about 7 to 14 days and you see little germination, and then you go there and see all these beautiful flowers and you see like peppers starting to form, so you just like, you know what, I'll get that. But where are you gonna find a white cucumber at? Okay, where are you gonna find a purple bell pepper? They don't sell I'm growing purple bell pepper, haven't seen that in our store. Purple basil, haven't seen that. I like to grow stuff that they don't grow. Yes, when I'm longing for spring, that's when exactly. When you're just like, come on. And see, if you start then, by that time you'll be ready. You will be ready when their plants come out and they're looking good. Yours will come out. And the only problem is every year, y'all, I run out of room in that room. I just run out. I really want to take like the garage and just make that my seed starting place. But that's another conversation, okay? Yes, Joseph. Yeah, herbs are amazing. Herbs are amazing. I've already started separating seeds for the fall garden. Yes. Yeah, the purple basil is so so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, y'all. So it's cooled down. We didn't have any technical problems. So the iPad is a little warm, but we did good. So thank y'all just for taking the time to join us today. Remember, every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and every Friday 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be going on live. If you have any questions, y'all let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But you all stay safe. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and we are going to talk again soon. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. And yes, happy Memorial Day this weekend. Grow a little extra for the ones we miss. Absolutely, UT 33-200. And thank you for everybody who has served. Thank you so much. I enjoyed talking to y'all too. Okay, so y'all take care. Thank you so much.